Sing in me, muse, and through me tell the story of those people skilled in all ways of contenting, the Dragonlords, harried by fate and prophecy. Sing of the cities they saw, of the minds they learned of distant peoples, and weathering many bitter nights and days deep in their hearts while they fought to save their homes and the lives of all Thyleans. Of these adventurers, muse, most sacred of daughters, tell us in our time, lift the great song again. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Oathsworn, Odyssey of the Dragonlords here on Neon Lights Roleplay. I am, and will continue to be for the foreseeable future, Turk, or Turk accented on this burning pile of refuse we call the internet. And I have the honor and privilege of being your GM for the evening. We have so much to do tonight, and plenty of mom to put back together. So, without further ado, why don't I turn you over to the incredible group of storytellers I have here around our proverbial fire, and they can now tell you who they are, who they're playing tonight, what path they walk, and when you're solving a puzzle, how does your character usually start it off? Because, sometimes you want to start with, the hip section, other times maybe it's best to get the major limbs all connected first, kind of a general skeletal frame, and work your way in. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts, starting, of course, with the person who kicks off these sorts of things and does it very well, Comrade Crash.
Hey. Comrade Crash. My character name is Leo Dracos, the human paladin, oath of the Dragonlord, and walks the path of the Vanished One. And for puzzles, Leo is always about the big pieces. So whatever, big pieces easier to fit in than when you get to the smaller pieces, you let someone else handle it, We'll figure it out. Teamwork, right? But yeah, let's pass it on to Chrissy.
Hello, I'm Chrissy. And I'm playing Defera Damos. She's our Medusa Warlock, and she is walking the path of the Haunted One. Ooh, spooky. How does she deal with puzzles? She doesn't. She doesn't deal with puzzles. She hides in a corner, and thinks that she's good at puzzles. Not very useful. Let's see, who's next? Calliope, I think, right? Calliope? Question mark?
Yeah, I'm next. Hey, everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. I'm here. I'm on your screen. And as per usual, I am back with Calliope, the Siren College of Epic Poetry Bard who walks the path of the Dragon Slayer. I don't know why, there was an amalgamation of, all of the intros coming into my head at the same time. And I was like, no, this is not a druid. Why did I think this was a druid for a second? I'm a mess, y'all. I feel like Calliope would do more of, whatever the standout image in the puzzle is first. So if there is a really bright or striking forefront to the puzzle, she might go for that first, rather than going for the edges or the corners or whatever is bounding the actual puzzle. I know I do that as Heck the player. I am an edge and corner person, but I don't think Calliope is.
Really into edges.
Yeah, I'm edgy.
Edging a lot, yeah.
No, with a Y, not an ing. Get out of here. Okay. Ew. Bonk. Not allowed. Yeah, walk away. All right, that's enough for me. Let's move on to HP.
Hi, I'm Last Hit Point Hero, and tonight I will be playing Thranos, the Siren Sorcerer who walks the path of the Demi-Titan. And, Thranos would just always used to do puzzles with his mom, so now he doesn't know what to do.
You're still doing puzzles with your mom.
Just gotta put the emphasis somewhere else.
Yeah, the commas are put in weird places. Alright, that's it. That's me. I'm done. Tony.
Oh, hi, I'm Tony. I'm playing Eliana Lajee, the High Elf Prophecy Cleric who walks the path of the Gifted One. depending on the puzzle, I'm good with them. Eliana's probably like the opposite, where she's probably good at what I'm not. This is kind of like, I don't even know what kind of puzzle this would be, because I don't know if this is, I don't know if people have ever done like a 3D puzzle. Putting that shit together is awful. It's like if you went to a college and you had like, there's like the half body anatomy thing for people that are in anatomy and doctoral classes. And it'd be like if you emptied it out and you didn't know what you were doing, you're like, all right, fill it properly. I feel like that's the situation we got going on. But that's enough of me. We'll go to Corn Dog.
It's me, Corndog McGraw. Tonight I'm playing Borghild Hallharn, who's our Amazonian ranger walking the path of the lost one. And I'm good as hell at puzzles. I'm so smart and brilliant, and I've never been flustered by a puzzle once in my life. That's less than true, or less than not true, less than, I don't know. I might be lying. Okay, back to you, Turk. Bye!
Hello.
That makes sense.
Last we left our party.
Wait, how do you do puzzles?
Correctly. Last we left our party, we were on Indigo Island facing a pretty ferocious foe, a dragon. Thought to be a foe of old, though turning into something very new and modern and having a twin, you know, like most sequels, now there's two of them. Having dispatched that thoroughly and shown evidence of the dragon's duplicitous nature. Sorry, I thought that was a thing I could be funny about. Our heroes now have the support of Indigo Island tribes, having been brought together under common cause and shared pain. You have gained yourselves new allies in the fight against the Titans, rather. So now, 35 days still remain in the Oath of Peace, though the sun sets low in the sky. Not quite late evening, but already mention of the reunion and delegating and, you know, all the boring logistics work for Indigo Island leadership is already being talked about, being handled over a large feast. So you are, of course, free to stay there, but the safety and security and progress of the Ultros is also always available to you.
I think we head back. Last time we partied, we kind of got screwed, so somewhere safe.
Probably so, yes.
Go back to the party. Now there's 4 dragons.
I feel like
No,
Exactly.
wherever
We
we're
can't
not
risk
is
it.
where a dragon will be.
But yeah, just return to the Ultros, get on the ship, and get on your way.
Probably
Carefully
a good
bringing
idea.
Mom onto the ship.
I assumed Mom was already on the ship.
We're being very careful.
Of course. Always the best security. Here, let me move y'all over, just so y'all can see. Actually, you're probably have to move you back in a second, because as you get back to the ship, the crew is very pleased to see the proof of the defeat of yet more dangerous foes as your legend increases and your strength is only added to with the promises and reports that the Indigo Island raiders will not be focused on hampering trade on the mainland, but rather aiding in the fight against Sidon's fleet. But, of course, the eternal question remains. Where to next?
Just, I think wherever's close would be good. If you need me, I'll be below deck. Giving his 2 cents, Thrynos will head below deck.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it was the spear that we're closest to at the moment. I could be wrong.
Actually, wait, I have the answer to that. The spear is Indigo Island.
No,
Yeah,
that's
you're on.
Indigo Island. Okay, okay.
Spear.
Liana, was it everything you dreamed it would be?
Wasn't a single goddamn spear there.
I was muted for that entire thing. I just fucking said.
You were.
I'm
Oh
an
no,
absolute
Tony!
moron.
It looked enthusiastic.
It was, bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
No, actually, you did not go to the spear. You went to the queen.
What the fuck?
Yo,
Okay, cool. Because I was like,
Right. I
Because remember,
remember.
y'all thought it was Metrios' island, and in fact, it was
Oh,
not.
we fucked up.
If you believe the myths around the constellations.
Imagine us believing the lore that's been told to us.
Lore.
By the goddess of stories, this stupid idiot.
It's still. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, you want the goddess of history's answer?
You know what? Next time I will. I will ask for the goddess of history's answer. 25
great.
words or less.
25 words or less.
I don't operate in
So-
fucking bird tweets.
So, is the spear the one that we're closest to?
Short
The
answer
reason we
no.
didn't go there because it was like I believe on the opposite side of Thylea,
Yeah, so
which was the problem. Like, ooh, we're on.
Yeah, I think we were dealing with
I know
everything
we
on
were
like the
still-
left side of the map. The other
imagine.
map.
Imagine,
decently
yeah, you have
close
to go.
the fates. I know that part.
We're
So
also
we won't
supposed to go
go
back
back,
to
right?
I believe it was. I'm forgetting where. I forget her
Iola came
name.
from.
Yola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh shoot.
She's supposed to go back
To take her back,
Father
huh?
Dearest.
Yeah.
We have to
Like
like drive past her house to go anywhere else. So
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get pulled over.
Pulled over by who?
her
The
dad,
Dalton
he's the
people.
police.
Yeah, we'll get
He's
pulled
the
over on the way
murder
by.
police.
Ew.
Be
That's-
like a whale that gets in the way and
All carps are bastards.
Hell yeah, brother.
I had to think about that for like 3 seconds, and I remembered a fish that started with C.
But yeah, that is another option you have to keep in mind is that sailing about the sea, you can make an effort to go around that area if you wanted to. It would just be a matter of where you're heading next. Because I don't know, maybe someone wants to go back to the Island of Fates. I don't know. It's crazy. It's
How's
wild.
someone, Christine?
Oh, I have a few conversations to have first.
We can obviously, if the general decision is just, hey, let's keep heading east for a little bit, and then we'll set a course after we are away from Indigo Island, then absolutely that can be the choice.
Doki.
So yeah, sensing your hesitancy, the crew goes about their business and begins pulling away from out of the kind of inlet of Indigo Island and back into the open sea. Sails are called, and you start making great progress.
I got a quick cue.
Yeah, I love it.
I would love an A. Did they agree to assist us against the Titans in the coming days?
Yeah, they're all pretty pissed about the situation. At the very least, you could probably message them and be like, "Hey, there's a big fight. We're calling in a debt." I know my house is kind of being attacked.
Hey, yeah, there's no pounding this week.
You know what? It's afterward. No. Yeah, no. Thankfully, we are without that. But we can assume a quick message over to any of the chiefs of the tribes there will likely get them on your side. They are very grateful for what you've done. And very pissed off at the Titans who they feel has been tricking them and deceiving them with this dragon. As we sail out in a general course direction unknown, only knowing that east be the heading, is anyone doing anything in particular?
Probably assisting in the restoration effort.
Okay, I'm going to assume that's Estrella you're talking about, Thronos' mom.
Yes.
Okay, because you do recall, you, the character, I mean, if you the player also recall, that's awesome. But you would recall that Oath has also mentioned wanting to have a discussion with you about the wizard in that guest room you have set up.
Yes. The issue being is that I need one Eevee Sleevey to cast the spell.
Fair enough.
And, enough of the good white powder to just get her up and
Diamond dust, not nose candy.
Straight up cocaine.
I wouldn't.
Here, this will fix your wounds.
Breathe in real deep.
Mm-hmm.
But just a quick line, it's fine.
Anyway, guys, if we'd like to start there on the mom repair squad, we absolutely can, unless someone else says anything they feel is pressing or might happen first.
Let's do mom repair.
Sounds good. In that case, we shift down and focus to your rooms where this statue of a siren in a stance of as you're piecing more and more together, defiance more so than fear is coming together. Progress was slow, but now the sort of, if you can call it, immediate wound has been largely sealed, and putting all of the pieces together, it's more of a ensuring there's no empty cracks that you're missing. Does anyone mention anything, or is this a quiet, solemn state of affairs?
I don't remember. Did we talk about using mending and stuff? Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I think Leo stands back and stuff. Like, he wants to help, but then sees how fragile stuff is, and just like, sometimes I'm way too clumsy. But if you guys need me to pick up anything, just let me know. And take like a couple steps back.
Appreciate the thought, though, Leo. It means a lot. And
Of course.
everyone helping, I thank you. This is a lot. We have a lot going on. Thank you.
Does
Maybe.
Oath have any kind of abilities that help with this? Because he's a smart boy engineer type person.
If you'd like to ask Oath.
I can do it. I'm gonna go find Oath and be like, have you ever put together
Yeah, sorry, one second. And you see he's holding up something towards the wizard, and it kind of looks like weird, archaic scribbles, maybe letters, maybe some other form of symbology, and he's holding in front of his head and invokes some strange language you don't recognize before sort of tapping him on the head with it to see if it sticks. And as the paper sort of falls, and the wizard continues, 7 sigils arrayed around 6 planets, and calling on the moon and the day. And he goes, sorry, I thought that would work for certain. Shame, new place, new laws, all that. Right, you were asking me questions about something I can do for you.
It's not really for me, as much as it is for Threnos. Have you ever put together a statue before, or a puzzle?
Puzzles, put together a person, whatever needs doing.
What if I told you that someone was kind of exploded a little bit on their side while they were in the form of a statue and were trying to
petrification? That is why the young man is so enthralled with that particular matriarchal figure he's kept in their rooms.
Don't know what that's about.
No, I was just curious. I mean, there's a lot of things, and you all are out for quite a bit of time. And I wander.
Have you learned anything cool? Also, can we do like a walking chat? I want to show you something weird. And by weird, I mean don't say that it's weird when we get there. Threnos is pretty upset. It's his mom.
He looks at you like, yes, I referenced the statue in his room. That's not a statue, it's a person.
It's his
walk
mom.
and talk. Come on.
Yep.
Yes, well, those things that are cool, if you're at all interested. I've been experimenting with the nature of oaths in this place, and, putting out some potential theories on where my ship might have landed. I mean, I have to assume, at least, given the proximity and how far we were able to travel beyond the fog shroud, and, well, tidal movements and all that, and tidal, the whole thing. I'm not going to bother you with big words. That's my cool thing. I could also theoretically...
Do you know where that is?
Well...
Like general vicinity-wise?
General vicinity, of course, yes. I mean, I could theoretically, with closer examination or first-person accounts, probably theorize this a location of any ship that was destroyed on entering past the fog wall and encountering that protectors, whatever they may be.
Including, like, boats?
Yes, including ships. But if you've lost a boat, it might be a little bit harder, given the size.
Okay. I'll ask you more about that later. When I'm not in this state of duress. Oh, no, wait. We healed up. Never mind. I'm fine.
Not quite yet.
Well, the short rest.
Short rest. You short rested and then fought a dragon.
Yeah, and I didn't get hit.
Wow. Anyway. All right, well, being that as may be, and I believe at this point you probably enter. Quite the interesting puzzle going on here.
Yeah, you're relatively smart from what I can gather, and I'm hoping that you can help us not fuck this up.
Well, I'll try not to take insult at the relatively thrown on in front of that, but I'd be happy to. I assume we're applying some form of mending to pull pieces together and form a more complete picture of the person here so that we might counteract petrification. We'll be using one of the unguents that you have below deck, or is this going to be on touch magic?
I think we were going to try to wait until the morning so we could have the magic at our disposal to have it be touched magic base.
All right. Well, if you're going to do that, you might want to keep the hands around the area that was immediately destroyed. Healing effects, and this is simply a theory, but, well, over-correcting a little bit, rather overflowing from reversing one condition, you might, if you were missing anything, probably be able to fill in some cracks, if they exist. Potentially, of course. Depends, I suppose. What sorts of healing are you able to accomplish? Yes, the room in general.
Alden here used to shit out good berries, but now they don't do that temporarily until I fix them.
Did you lose that bird again?
To be fair, a dragon beat it to shit.
Yeah, so to be fair, you should be more careful with it. Oh, I'm going to spend another hour or so listening to that Jankin mutter about how he's going to kill you all. You're sure he's not going to betray you?
No.
Highly probable he won't.
For some reason, is kind of the charm of it.
The charm of
In
it.
a weird way. We don't know how to explain it either.
He held a knife to my throat, and I found it so endearing. Oof.
I actively believe he's going to try to kill us at some point. But, you know, the charm.
Yes, and you're going to outfit him and equip him to continue to go out with you. Yes. I see wisdom is abundant in this realm.
If you say yes one more time, you'll start to sound like Steros, if that makes you feel any better.
Well, that's the unfortunate bit of spending so long around him.
Has he told you any plans of killing all of us?
No. I mean, he hasn't told me, but it's hard not to overhear. He keeps talking about gaining your trust. To what end, I'm not perfectly aware, but I assume nefarious bits. You don't gain someone's trust for no reason.
Well, why are they nefarious? Maybe that's just how he sounds.
Yes, of course. Yes, the steepling of fingers and speaking in hushed whispers that we can all hear. It's just really a tonal problem. Whew. You're amazed why this island doesn't have propulsion engines yet. Anyway, we're putting together a person.
Oath, I hate to interrupt the train of thought, but I mean, I've heard before of spells that can change stone to mud and mud back to stone. Is there anything that could be helpful in that regard here?
Potentially. Full honesty, I've never dealt with a damaged petrification subject to this degree. I mean, just handling the dermal mix-up shouldn't be too much of an issue. I mean, would you notice if one patch of skin was moved a quarter of an inch to the left and swapped with the other? I mean, probably not, but, well, if it somehow is muscle tissue getting liquefied on the outside, that could use some additional healing to set right. It's just something to keep in mind for your mental sakes.
It's really just to do the best we can and be ready with extra healing when the spell's cast.
Suppose so. Sometimes magic is very literal, and I'm still getting the bounds for what all of your work is.
Okay.
It feels more laws, but spirit of the law sort of thing, you know? I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, that piece goes there. Yes, yeah, to twist and then pop it right in. I think that. And if there's no other questions you'd ask of Oath, he'd be happy to just sit and guide and mend and help piece together until probably an hour or two later, with all your heads combined, you're looking at a fairly complete statue. Obviously, the effects of mending are pretty smoothed over, so there's hope that it's all the same and fine. But again, you're in the bounds of experimentalism here. But it's as complete of a statue of your mom as you've seen since before it was shattered.
Maybe the best we can do. Thank you, everyone.
Right. Well, I'm happy to help. Remember me when you're thinking of where to spend your magics in the future. Perhaps someone on this ship has a very noisy roommate who could potentially be an interesting source of information upon this land's magical system. But, what do I know? I'm just bunked up with them against my will.
Are you asking for another bunkmate? For what it's worth, I am not offering. Not from me. I'm just asking. Like,
good. I'm glad we've set that boundary between us.
Yeah, that was pretty clear.
Thank you.
Clear.
Yes. No offense, of course, but no. No, thank you. Sorry. Yes. Well, again, just a bit of help. My friend Enigma is something I'd like to see solved myself. So, a puzzle for a puzzle down the road, perhaps tomorrow or the day after, at your earliest convenience. At this point, he's just looking at Eliana, knowing that you're the healer of the group, just like...
We can't help.
And when it conveniences you to potentially have a wizard of great purport, given the volume of the spellbook that he has clung himself onto, and... anyway, night. Or whatever you call it. And yeah, Oath will depart.
Maybe we could use some more magic on some of our outings.
Maybe some more brains too. No offense, everyone. I just...
Oh, no,
Well, we don't
there are
know.
no illusions there.
We don't know the extent of their capabilities since they're mad.
But maybe they're cursed. Maybe with some healing, we can make them unmad? And by we, I mean entirely, this is on you, Eliana. I can only make good berries and talk to animals and plants, so...
It's still useful, but it is unfortunate I can only do this once a day. So that there's choices have to be made.
Maybe we get him on day 2 of the journey then. Maybe, I don't know. Up to you.
Something to consider. But tomorrow we're gonna try and care of Mom then?
Yeah.
Everything looks right.
Be a big day. I think I'm gonna turn in early. And Thornos will pat statue Mom on the shoulder and pause for a moment. Get off to his bunk.
The rest of you are left with the rest of the night to yourselves.
So where is her statue, like, on the ship?
Downstairs, right?
Yeah, I think we moved her below
common
deck,
area?
but didn't really specify where. Somewhere not on top, because that's a danger area.
Bad things happen.
Bad things
On
happen
top.
up top. On that there poop
Freezing.
bed.
Anyone doing anything?
I see Tony pondering, and I don't want to interrupt.
I don't have my orb to ponder to look down.
Oh no!
I was trying to think, but it's too much work.
Okay. If you're good, I think Calliope is gonna check on her little egg friend.
Absolutely. So is there any place in particular that you're keeping it? Because Pythor did help work on a sort of like egg holder area just outside of all your rooms to keep it steady on the voyage.
I mean, for sure, if that's like the place that would be like most suitable to incubate this egg, for sure. Because like, I don't know, sun dragons probably need something a little different.
Yeah. Trying to remember the exact thing. Nope, can't find it offhand. But you can assume that the kind of cases that have been built here can be filled with whatever material are particularly needed. But if you want to like make it a crew duty to get your egg up in the sun where you can, I mean, there is obviously room up in the crow's nest. You know, at the lookout would be hanging out with 2 eggs while y'all are gone.
Yeah, I'm appropriate, I guess.
Perfect. Yeah, you can have it. You can have it sent up there and attached. The crew kind of. You see the lookout sort of grumble a little bit with the increased lack of space where they feel they can comfortably sit. But you know, they're happy to do it anyway. Just kind of attaching their chair more to the pole to stand up it higher up. And tying themselves off to the mast just around the waist so they don't fall if they fall asleep or something at night. But yeah, you can get your egg some sun, and it seems to continue to shine and glow as it does.
Cool.
Anyone else? I have something, but I don't know if you're all gonna like it.
Uh-oh. I don't...
Gotta- hold on, we gotta get the
We're not going
straps.
to.
Make sure that Thronos' mom is strapped down. We gotta like make sure we kind of like tap and say she's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's the most important part.
Most
You're
important
so
part.
right.
If you don't do it, it's clearly going to fucking just fly.
Yeah,
right
it's
out.
going to go
Gonna go.
everywhere if you don't do that. Anyway, proceed, Dirk.
Sure, yeah. Defera, the night is closing in as you get another small mental ping. As where are you on the ship? As you know, as you're getting ready for the evening.
Probably just getting some fresh air up top somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
hanging out.
As you pass the center mast, a little almost feels like mentally your brain is being poked with a fingernail.
Mm-hmm.
Little snake girl. Where are you going next? Granny Morta would very much be liking to know.
Well, I can honestly say we have not fully decided yet. We were a little confused on some locations. So
Yes, playing about with the halflings and the dragon with two souls. Yes, very, very interesting. But Granny Marta does not care really. Granny Marta is concerned you would break off and all that means.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that, you could be concerned about that. I feel like there are bigger things to be concerned about currently, but that's one to pick.
No. Granny Marta is not concerned for Granny Marta or Granny Marta's beautiful daughters. No. Granny Marta is concerned for little Thylea. I do not want to see you made Oathbreaker or changed in horrible ways.
Mm-hmm.
Fair? Are you there? Do you understanding?
I hear you. Yeah.
And yet I feel there is some trepidation. Granny Marta is thinking perhaps some more incentive is needed? Maybe we tell your pretty boy thing about your deal so he can convince rest of crew to get you on board. Yes? He seems to care about you, and when we tell him about all terrible things that will happen to you if it does not occur, we are certain he will come running.
I don't know that that's fully true, but my question is, does she have to be alive necessarily?
She has to be alive completely. If she is dead, it takes out all the fun of turning her into delicious stew. We have many plans.
Mm-hmm.
And it all requires her to be wriggling and alive. Do not play with us, silly little girl thing.
Mm-hmm.
You think you know pain now, but you do not understand anything. You are a foolish little girl with vainglorious ideas of being better than your oath. And no one is better than their oath, not even your silly little gods. We have seen them all try to weasel out where they can. They never succeed. And when they come for you, we do not want that fate.
Message received.
Is it understood?
Message unclear. But it is received. Fully.
We had such hope for you, little Thylea. Such hope that you would be better after what has happened to you. After what cruel Lady Thylea has done to you. And we were ever so happy when you agreed. We want to give you strength, but we must be compensated. We would make you so strong, so very strong. All of you. There would be no harm to you. A little nymph would, of course, be very harmed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Believe me, I'm taking it in. I'm noodling it out. It's up here where you are also. But, you know, here we are.
Don't. Explain it to me. What are your thoughts?
You know, smooth brain up here sometimes. I try not to have too many thoughts. Mostly, I'm just wondering if there's just an easy way to convince her to give herself up, We'll just drop her off on our way, just kick her off. Onto the island. Just stop by real quick.
If you can do this thing, that would work as well. But if she does not arrive...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do not play silly little games with us.
No games.
Very good. Oh, Granny Morta is so happy you're saying these things and being very serious. Because as I have said, Granny Morta fears that you would not survive breaking this oath. Or your friends would not like what you turn into. Oh, one of those flip of the coin things.
Yeah. Very aware.
Well, Granny Morta will be seeing you soon. Say goodbye, dearies.
Okay,
And you hear a
goodbye.
hiss and bite in your ear and
Mm-hmm.
a final echoing cackle in your mind as you realize you've been kind of standing and staring blankly out at the sea.
Yeah, she's just gonna fall backwards. If she's sitting, she's just gonna fall backwards and stare at the sky for roughly 20 to 30 minutes, saying no words.
Fantastic. Anyone else on the deck would obviously observe this unless you're potentially trying to be private about it.
No. Not at all.
Perfect. Folks usually leave you to your thoughts. Obviously, if you, especially being around chow time, most folks are having their meals and drink for the night. But yeah. Anything else anyone needs to chat about? No?
I'd give her a solid 22 minutes before I'd go up and tap her with my foot. Are you dead?
No. There's a possibility that could be impending, but not currently.
I mean, I feel like the impending thing is for all of us, but do you have any particulars that you need to discuss or get off your chest, or do you just want to lay here? I can go get you dinner if you need it.
Will you just lay here with me?
Sure, as long as you don't mind if I keep fussing around trying to put Alden's wings hinges back in order.
Go for it.
Cool. I'll just lay down with my crumpled robot.
So, Borkhild, have you ever had a basically impossible choice to make?
I don't think so. I don't know, I've always feel like there's one way or another.
I see.
Mainly I've been just shunted into a lot of roles, and I just kind of, start running with them right away and hope for the best. But you have an impossible choice. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk with everyone about it and try to do like a vote system? Do you want to flip a coin? Is it like A or B, or is it like multiple? Should I get like a dice thing?
Well, it is kind of an A or B thing.
Okay, so we only
ultimately.
need a coin.
Do I want everyone else to know? Everyone's pretty worried about Threnos and his mom. And to be fair, I am also. So I think maybe we just hold off on telling everybody right now. If we could just keep this between, like, me and you and the fish in the sea.
Cool. I can talk to them if you want their insight.
I might.
Cool. I'm gonna just like look around and see if there's anyone dropping eaves. In particular, I'm looking to see if that bitch Oath has decided to wander up here and he's trying to look through our shit, or if Steros is around here going off to the side, or anyone else is being, sus as hell in general, or if there's a god that, just has like really good hearing that's too close. Just trying to keep my eyes out for keeping secrets.
I mean, if you're talking in a hush whisper, I mean, that's fine. It's one thing. I mean, but it's an active and moving ship. There's people moving all around. Most of the crew knows to give you all a wide enough berth because, they don't want to get in the camera shot, so to speak. And being around y'all is sometimes dangerous. But, people are up on the deck. They're milling about. Some are sitting. Casual stuff like that. You just like trying to see if there's any known NPCs? Because, I mean, the centaurs like to be up on top deck, so they don't have to be crammed below deck. Chandris is up there, of course. Likes looking at the stars at night, seems.
I'll just cast Pass Without a Trace on us to make it even more quiet. And less obvious that we're both just laying here prone on the ship deck. Okay, I think it's okay for secrets now, but also we might want to keep like heads on a swivel if you need to keep this secret.
Yeah, I mean, folks are gonna have to find out sooner or later. But I'm just trying to figure out a bit of a game plan first. So I have an option and an ability to make it much easier for us to be successful when the Oath of Peace ends. But it comes with a pretty heavy cost.
Is the cost like the Ultros or something like that?
No, it's like a life. Like a person.
Are you that person?
No. Yeah.
Am I that person?
No. Also no.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, I don't think I could figure out how to get you. I feel like you would just beat me up if I tried to take you anywhere. Anyway,
all it takes is turning me into stone, apparently. That worked pretty well.
I tried not to do that with these guys.
Oh, yeah, sorry. That might have not been... Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I just meant because I had been.
Yeah. So, what do? Borkhild? Do you just, like, try to pick the successful bit, no matter what?
Depends on if, I am feeling selfish or not. Because, like, selfishly, yeah, I want easy win. Easy win for me. Trying hard sucks. But if I like the person that I have to sacrifice, or the life that I have to sacrifice, that might make it a whole lot harder. Like, if someone was like, sacrifice that dolphin, I'd be like, alright. And then if someone was like, well, sacrifice Eliana, I'd be like, oh, no. Nope,
Yeah.
can't do that. Can't do that one. Because she is probably the most important of us all. Because without her, we're all gonna die. I mean, I already have, like, twice. So, like, we need her.
Yeah. I guess I'm struggling to view it as selfish, mostly just because it feels silly, you know.
I mean,
if
to
you
save the world. It's like one life to save the whole world.
right,
Like, where I come from, so, like, some people will even offer themselves up as, like, a willing sacrifice
right,
for the input, or I don't know. All of our gods are, like, literal statues right now, so that's not fun.
do they also get turned into statues? Like, is this like something
They
that
kind
happened
of
to...
chose it because they all got tricked because they're dumb. And so they were gonna die and stop being gods if they did not just become stone instead for a little bit. But they're not like gods in the same way that your gods are gods. Our gods are kind of like less involved.
Ugh, wouldn't that be nice?
You would think so, but it also kind of sucks.
Okay.
Because it's like fucking winter forever and... Well, not forever, it's just like really cold. But like, we don't have that same guidance, I guess, as you receive from having like the hot guys and gals here. But also, they aren't going around fucking everyone. Which is like a boon, I guess.
We do have that going for us. That is
A lot
thing.
of like half god, half titan-ish type people here, and that just seems to really fuck stuff up. No offense to anyone who might be listening.
Guild, what if the person you had to sacrifice wasn't somebody you particularly gave a shit about?
I mean, that makes it a lot easier, but I think it's helpful to ask for their consent, especially if they know that, like, their life, like, because who knows? Maybe they want, like, that martyrdom, like, I sacrificed myself, and I saved everything because of it. Like, maybe they could be cool with it. But also, I've killed a lot of people for not a good, like, we're saving the world type thing. It's been more like a, hey, why are you fighting with this dragon? Why are you fighting with this god that's pretending to not be a dragon? And all those people that are, you know. A lot of people have died so far. Like, if you're not worried about keeping a tally, then it could be fine.
No, I kind of, to be fair, I kind of agreed to this. It's not that this is like a surprise. There's going to be a downfall if I don't just do it.
And what's that downfall look like? Like, what are the consequences of not sacrificing someone?
To be determined.
Are you gonna die? Because that makes it, like, pretty easy. Like, I can kill them before they get me, you know?
I'm not quite sure. Like I said, details unclear.
Who can make the details more clear?
The Fates could do that.
The ones that you told us not to go make deals with and stuff? Did you make a deal with them?
I mean, I've made a few. A couple.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I exist because I made one with them. But I did do another one. So, I mean, you know, A or B. Do I just allow the bad shit to happen to me and don't try to save the world or help because I'm not the best on the battlefield? Or, you know, just huck someone off the side of the boat onto an island and let it go, and whatever happens, happens.
I feel like you're pretty important to keep around. Just from my experiences here, while you are not great in battle, you do provide excellent will they, won't they content for those of us aboard the ship. As well as, I guess giving us, like, a connection to the Fates is kind of important. But... I don't know, like, we sacrifice people just so, like, we would have a better harvest. So... Those people were always like, yeah, I'll go die now. And they kind of volunteered for it, or took enough drugs, and that made them volunteer for it. But that's like... You could offer her drugs, or them drugs, him drugs? Him? Who? Do you know who you have to sacrifice yet? I want to vibe check the shit out of that.
I mean, going is not particularly the best defense I've heard, but if you want to say you've done it a bit more deceptively, you can of course roll to have that instead. But you got to be a 24 insight. Shit many Christmas trees.
I believe in you. Your deception's got to be brilliant, right? Charisma based? You're probably fine.
17's not bad, but doesn't quite beat it out. It's a strong front, but there's
Is it any of our party members? Is it Steros? Because we would totally sacrifice him. He sus as hell.
Not Steros. Wish it was, because that would be much easier.
What is it with all those fingers? There's just so many.
To know. I've
ever been next to him when he's just like tapping first thing in the morning and he's just, oh god.
I mean, but think about the hands and what the hands can do.
And fingers.
And the fingers.
I have thought about the fingers, and you know, they're a little bit too wide. A little bit too thick.
I see.
Yeah, I've thought about it though. I debated on asking, but also he seems insane, and that feels like a criminal behavior if I were to pursue that.
Yeah, I mean, there is a level of deviance to it, but that makes it more fun, right?
I don't know. I'm sussed out by him.
That's fair. So am I. No,
you just heard
not.
something about like betraying us or something like that in the last combat, and then like it's just been sitting with me weird.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I feel like, yeah.
That's what I was close enough to hear it.
Every time.
You know, in his defense, we do drag him into some pretty precarious situations regularly. And I don't know that he particularly enjoys that. But, you know, you can always quit a job, am I right? No.
Can you quit a job? Can you quit the oath that you took?
Nope.
Well.
Yeah. No, not a party member. It's not anybody we directly have to deal with. But it is somebody that is very younger. And
Not Nessa, is it?
No.
Oh, cool. She's rad.
She is red. It's just hard to make the choice. To be fair, I am good with making the choice. I think my biggest anxiety, Borghild, comes from the fact that I don't know how the rest of our friends will respond.
Well, what if we go ask this person, without even talking to our friends, their thoughts on it? The person that you have to potentially sacrifice, because maybe they're gonna be willing. Like, maybe when you lay out the stakes of the fucking end of the world and all of the people that they know dying or becoming whatever Sidon and Luthero expects the world to become, you know, like, maybe they'll be like, okay, that's chill.
Yeah, I think maybe that's where we should start. And by we, I mean probably me. You don't feel obligated. You don't.
I'm not especially persuasive. I know that about myself. But if you need someone in the background to vibe check, I'm pretty good at that. Pretty good at reading people, just not good at convincing them to do much.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, of course, it's fucking, and then that's a pretty easy sway.
It'd be a much easier swing than death, I would suppose.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 would rather fuck than die.
Yeah. Agreed.
Speaking of, you gonna fuck Leo or just keep crawling into his hammock in the middle of the night?
Wow.
Or, well, I guess that was technically after the daybreak.
Yeah, I mean, it was...
You are very heavy-footed, just a heads up.
Yeah, well, you know, to be fair, you snore sometimes, and I thought you wouldn't hear, and most other people wouldn't either, and honestly, I don't know that that's what's going to happen. I have a feeling if this thing happens, and I get this girl to go die, I'm not sure how things will go with Leo. I don't know that that's going to be a thing. But also, sometimes I wonder if we should even be a thing. To be fair, his ex-girlfriend will probably kill me. She's threatened to do that, like, a lot to the whole world, to be fair. So.
Have you just considered punching her in the clitoris?
No.
Does she have one? I don't know if he could be like into like a mermaid or something.
I don't. I'm not sure what the anatomy of that is. I would assume just humanic.
There's gotta be a spot that hurts though. Like, have you accidentally slipped like while like trying to get over the wall?
Interject here a little bit. Is this like a walking and talking conversation at this point?
No, we're laying here.
I think we would ultimately at some point start walking and talking towards our friend. What's her name? Iona.
Yola.
Iona. Yeah, YOLO.
Potato. Yeah. Sure.
How do you spell her name again? Let me look at my thing.
It's in the Roll20, but it's IOLAAH. Anyway, you find Yola amongst the crew, having some food, kind of just a stew thing going on here. Traveling chunk of bread, so it's more like hard tack than actual food, and everyone seems to grumble but have a good time about it, dipping a little bit into the wine and softening it up. But yeah. She'll look up to your approach. Hey. How are you?
It's been a day. When you are finished eating, would you mind coming to find me in Borghild?
Sure. Where will you be? I mean, I'm
Probably-
kind of. I can be done now if you need me to have a talk about something. Or training, like let's over at Borghild. Like I'm ready to go. I mean,
Just talking. We'll just talk.
Maybe train after though. After the.
That's fair. Training after.
okay. Sure. Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready to go. Yeah, of course. Yeah, let's do it. And she'll get up and right. What do you want to talk about?
Well, so first, I want to apologize.
And for reference, you're
few
having this like
things.
right here, right now. Or are you, I assume, walking our way to a more quiet area, or
Just walking. I think just walking and talking at this point, and then
Makes sense,
heading
yeah.
towards like a room, a quiet room.
like your room, probably, or well, yeah.
Yeah, wherever the bunks are. I need to apologize for a few things. I
Probably not.
No, I think I do. So, first, I need to apologize for being pretty standoffish. That's been intentional on my part.
It's fine. I kind of forced my way on here, despite all of your protestations, and put your relationship with my father at risk with all this. But I mean, you've been, I don't know. I guess if you haven't really talked to me, I mean that's fine. And since you're busy, I mean you're like a great hero. You're a hero of prophecy.
Yeah, the issue ultimately with heroes is that you probably should never have any because they will probably always let you down. But, I guess, mostly when we talked last, it was pretty selfish of me to say some of the things that I said. I think I did it with the intent to get you to come along with us so that ultimately you could be part of a bigger puzzle that I didn't tell you about. And that was my fault.
Okay. What kind of puzzle? I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Well, so I think what I thought I was doing, and at this point, DeFer's gonna like glance at Borghild, and kind of just shift a little bit closer or away from Borghild and closer to her, and start. She's just gonna start speaking a little bit quieter, and a little bit more emotional. You know, this whole thing that we're doing with like saving the world. I haven't necessarily been the most helpful in all of it. So recently we got to do a few things and visit the Fates and have a conversation or two with them. And I mean, you can just kind of look at me and see that I've had my own experiences with the Fates as it is. And they made a deal with me. And that deal was if I brought them a nymph, then they would help us win the Oath of Peace when it is ultimately at the end of days and we are to go to war. It was selfish. It was awful. But I think since you were the person that I did this to without permission or talking to, you deserve to know the truth.
Okay. And, well, you haven't handed me off to the fates yet. You've saved me from dying. Why would you... It's, sorry. So what? You kind of looks at both of you and... You're not gonna kill me, are you?
I mean, I do not plan on doing that, no. And neither does Borghild.
No.
Okay. So we're gonna go kill the fates?
Hmm.
What would happen if we did kill the fates?
You're asking a question that I don't know the answer to?
I mean, they wouldn't have power over you. Which is a start. I don't know if that would break your oath or not, but you wouldn't be breaking a deal with the fates. Just, I guess in general, I don't know.
I mean, ultimately, I'm screwed. One way or the other. If we go to the fates and kill them, I stay like this. This is me forever. Not the most ideal.
But also not a bad look. Just so
maybe
you know.
not. Maybe not. I would, though, prefer to be able to, look at people maybe one day and not turn them to stone without having my hair covered all the time.
You've looked at people in the eye and not turned them to stone?
Yeah, but I have an ability to. I just choose not to.
Okay.
There's a point that I worry that maybe I won't have a choice. But either way, this is the point, is that whether we go to the fates and the fates do whatever they want to you, or we go to the fates and we kill the fates. Defera here, this guy. I get the shit end of the stick. Which, I understand. Kind of my own personal doing. I just figured at this point, at this juncture, you deserve to know the truth.
Okay. Thank you for telling me. I feel terribly that you're in this situation. I don't want to die. If that can be avoided.
Sure. I mean, I also don't want to die. I think Borghild also doesn't want to die. I think that's the general consensus of any or most living beings.
Okay. And
Do you happen to know anyone who would want to die?
no.
Or someone who's, willing to be a sacrifice, someone who's just yeah, I can take one for the team if it means we save the world.
What? I mean, you're talking about just turning yourself over to whatever games the fates have in mind. Also, Teferi, you would know, they don't want just a nymph. They want this nymph.
Mhm.
It's not like, we need a nymph. They would be able to fish one out of those oceans super easy. I just don't know anyone who would want that for themselves. I don't know if you understand that that's incredibly bad.
Yeah. I mean, this feels like a strange conversation because
It
at the
feels
last
like you want me
island,
to sacrifice myself. And if that's the only reason you brought me along, it's not very nice.
To be fair,
No.
we did not bring you along. You climbed aboard
showed
this ship
up.
after us distinctly saying no.
It's true.
Like, I don't want to be a bitch, but this consequence, like, actions have consequences. There we go. I found
You
it.
said you agreed to sacrifice me to the fates before you met me.
Oh, I didn't know about any of this until like 2 minutes ago. And
Yeah,
also,
no,
I didn't
I did
agree to
that.
sacrifice. I said we should ask you if you would be willing.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
and
no.
So
that
she just
was
looks at
me.
the ferret. So
hmm
does everyone else
wanna-
know about this?
No, but I also, at this point, you do realize that whether you agree to it or not, there will be consequences, and I'm indifferent to whatever happens.
Okay.
I have already said I get fucked either way. So, the reality is that you could either choose to do it, which is your choice. You don't have to. To be fair, you did die last time we were at that island. So
Near
that fear
death.
about dying, it did happen. Near death, you got there, and it was a pretty big one.
It was real rough.
And
Well,
you're
well.
okay now, so I mean, how bad is it really?
You can bring it back again.
I
But-
don't want to die. And I
I did
think
not
you
say
need
that
to
out loud.
tell the other heroes what you did.
Oh yeah, no, they'll find out. I
No.
wanted to talk to you first.
You need
Like-
to tell them. They need to know bad things are going to happen. Because you're going to either have to force me to let myself, like you said, have whatever the fates want to do be done to me, or suffer with breaking an oath.
Or I think we're gonna need bigger brains on this than me. But we could lead the fates into a trap. Where like for instance we could be like, hey, we'll give you Alona. Alona?
Do you not know my name?
Look, it makes it easier if we don't remember your name.
I can't. The vowels mix in my brain so hard. I'm like, all the A's
Same.
are at the front. That's where they are. And then I look at it, and they are clearly not.
How
Paola.
many
I
renditions
am Borghild, know this.
correctly
I am
have we
Courtney.
made?
This is Courtney that's stupid, not Borghild. I've been so nice to this kid.
I know it. We collectively as a table have had the hardest time remembering this chick's name.
Look,
feel
I
so
once had a
bad.
dragon called Cinnamon Crisp in my campaign at home for 3 years, and that wasn't their name ever.
Okay. So,
Iola. But like, for instance, we can pretend to do that, and then once they heal you,
heal.
like we could not you, Iola, but once they heal you, Tefera, like we could then be like, pow pow, die, you know, and take out the fates, and then they wouldn't have control over us anymore. That's just me spitballing ideas, though, and I think we should have way more people helping us if we were to try to do something so stupid.
That would still break an oath.
Oh my god, these fucking oaths! And I'm just gonna throw something across the room.
Yeah, like
You're on the deck.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know where I am, but I'm chucking something.
Some crate
It's over.
rocks and goes into the sea.
I throw my pocket sand at the ground.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying this as if I'm not aware of the fact that I need to tell everybody else. You do understand that I'm just trying to be respectful right now and tell you first.
I understand that. I
Okay.
also just feel like the fact that you haven't told anybody, since apparently you knew this before even arriving to my village, I don't know what to think about you right now. You need to talk to your friends. I'm going back with the rest of the crew. And she will turn and leave the conversation. And I think there is where we're going to take our first break of the evening. Thank you all so much for joining. Hey, thank you so much to the raid we got from Sword and Key. You joined us just before we hit our break, so congrats. Hopefully you enjoyed what you see. You'll stick around with us. Hope you stick around and watch the back half of this, because I'm sure it'll be spicy. Take care of yourselves, handle your liquid intake and outtake, and we'll see you soon. Michelle, please take us. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you all had a great break and you took good care of yourselves, because otherwise, shame on you. That all being said, our crew needs to have a meeting of the minds, and as we rejoin our brave heroes, Defera is calling for just sort of thing, I imagine most conveniently in your private cabins that you all sort of share.
Yeah.
I leave the scene to you.
Yeah, so Defera will kind of go around and get everybody together to make sure that we are all in one place. She will wake Thranos up if he is sleeping already. Hey, bud. We need to have a little chit chat. You got like a spare 5 minutes? It'll be real quick. Well, my part will be quick. I'm sure there will be a lot said to me.
Okay. I'm gonna sway to wake someone up.
Yeah, well, this is a particularly unfortunate series of events.
This makes it worse.
So she'll kind of get settled in a hammock, just kind of sitting. I suppose to kind of set like what you are looking at when you are looking at Defera, she is upset. Like it is not that she is like devoid of feeling, but she definitely is like visibly disturbed. So I just figured I would bring everybody together. I just had a very interesting conversation with Aloha, the nymph.
Oh, you mean Iola? Yeah, she's been growing on me.
Yeah. To be fair, she's also growing on me, which is going to make this whole conversation much more unfortunate. So, when we were at the Fates, I did agree to bring them her for the sake of success at the end of the Oath of Peace. So, that's a thing that I did. When she didn't get on the boat, I thought, well, there it goes. That's my kind of unfortunate experience to bear. And I figured I would just let you guys know, but then she showed up. And I thought, oh, good, all right. Very different experience could be had. But after talking with her and being honest with her, because the reality is that part of me feels that one person's life for the sake of everybody's survival and success feels like an easy choice. It wasn't one that was my choice to make. I'm okay with admitting that. But I did make it. Because we've killed a lot less for a lot less. And I would like to make sure that we make this whole thing happen alive and to some degree successfully. So this is all to say, ultimately, we have, I think, 3 options. Borghild is what Iona kind of
Yola.
suggested. Yola? I'll get there. We could kill the Fates. To be fair, I think Borghild has suggested that roughly 15 times since leaving the Fates.
You're the one who said they were sus as hell and that we should not make deals with them.
True.
I like how we've established that in Norse, sus is a thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
We could just give her to the Fates against her will. That's less than ideal, to be fair. Or we could just go about our day and just break the oath with the Fates and see what that takes me specifically. I feel like that will be a problem for me. To be fair, I do realize that I get kind of the shit end of the stick no matter what y'all decide. But this is me being honest.
So, what compelled you to make a deal other than, I assume, your connection to them at a base?
Oh, it was the promise of their help and aid at the end of the Oath of Peace.
Power.
We have, yes, it was power and success. So, we have died in almost every combat we've walked into, at least 2 or 3 of us, regularly. I, selfishly, would like to see us get through this alive.
And what if someone else took Iola's place?
Nope. Unfortunately, they did request her specifically.
Why?
It sounded like
I'm not sure.
they wanted a nymph prior to us even meeting her.
Correct.
They told you where you would find one.
I can appreciate that this is a tough spot for you, Defiro. I'm going to start by saying that because I've really grown to respect you as a very important part of us. But I don't see how turning over the nymph against her will is even on the board. I mean, leaving her safe at home against her will was completely out of the question.
Oh, no. I'm just saying that that's an option that she's declined. And that's not what I'm suggesting either. I'm just saying it's one of the options, to be fair. But I have to say, whether she chose to come with us or not, I had already made the deal. When she didn't get on the boat, I would hope that she would have made a smarter choice than she did to come with us. She chose not to. And I would again hope that us as a group, a team, a friendship circle, whatever you want to call us, we have fought for the independence of many people, let alone one person choosing to leave her home at her own will.
The sentiment breaks down when the option's still there. I understand that, yes, theoretically, that's an option, but what I'm saying and what I'm proposing is that's not an option. We have to figure out another way around this or deal with it head on.
Sure. She could choose to go herself, or we could fight the fates. We could ignore it completely. There are plenty of other options.
Did they put a time on this, or
I do want it to happen quickly.
I'm sure. I'm not exactly sure what they want a nip for, but
Was something you were particularly vague about? Did they say what they wanted the nymph for? Are they going to
I would
make her
assume
one of the
something
fates?
awful.
You remember mentions of a stew and
To eat her, mostly. Fish stew.
to eat her.
Sure. Mhm.
I guess I just don't like that asterisk on the we stand for the freedom and independence of all sorts of people. Lest they would taste good in a hag stew. The caveat? I'm not saying this isn't a problem.
It would have been one thing to be any nymph to ask for anyone that would be willing, but this situation is well, to essentially either ask either of you to give up everything would
Here's the thing. Even with that, one of the first things we did together is stop Honora from giving herself up as a willing sacrifice for the greater good of the city. From the beginning, we've stood on finding another way to do these.
right, but that was also when it was the option to let her self-sacrifice or stop everything that was going towards her. What the thing coming towards, and Eliana just kind of like gesture towards it, are the individuals that are essentially providing for Defira in a sense, as well as I don't really know how to word it other than incredibly powerful interwoven beings that not necessarily make fate, but understand it. I have a grasp and they have the loom and the thread and the scissors. And I'm sure together, who knows what they're really capable of.
How much different is that than the choice we made so long ago? We were nowhere near as capable as we are now, and we stood in direct defiance of the Titan.
the thing against
They
the
would kill
Titan-
us harder. I mean,
Well-
that means nothing.
With the Titan, they're forced to hold back or sunder the oath. The Fates are not bound by such powers. They don't have to hold back. They won't.
Neither will we.
I wouldn't doubt it. It's what would happen to Defia if we did defeat them? Would her promise to them be considered void? Or would it be considered broken? Along with her I can't think of a word.
Curse?
Her essentially powers that they've granted to her. What
I think it
happens?
Be safe to say that if the Fates were destroyed and the Fates are the source of Defira's powers, that yes, lose her powers. And I think it's safe to say that killing someone you made an oath to so you don't have to fulfill the oath still probably counts as breaking the oath. Our options, are they terrible? I mean, yes. One involves forcibly sacrificing someone, and the other involves whatever happens here when an oath breaks and the power is gone. Turn and look at the fear.
I feel like
Would
that's
it kill
usually
you?
proportional to the oath that was made. For the most part.
Would it?
Is there a way for us
Kill.
to allow Defira to fulfill her oaths and then also stop Iola from dying?
Why don't some folks make a history check?
would
Or
love
killed make it with
to.
disadvantage, of course, because this is
Fucking dare you. I'm already dumb.
just I don't know if it'd
Well,
make
that's unfortunate.
Liliana,
Oh no,
You're-
my brain's poking through.
you're least familiar
I'm a
with
genius. Oh no.
you're least familiar with the concept of what might happen to Oathbreakers. I mean, you've been told stories and you've heard a lot of stories, and obviously there are plenty of curses to deal with if you are an Oathbreaker. More than likely, the Furies would claim you and bring you to the Isle of Oathbreakers.
There's a whole island of them.
Or they'd kill you and destroy you. When they kill you, you're gone. That's like a level of gone that is unheard of. Kind of depends. Degrees, obviously. But, you know. The Erinnes are not to be fucked with. The gods fear them. The Titans fear them. They are primordial enforcers of oath.
So what you're saying, Eliana, is either we fulfill the oath, or we spend the rest of our time running from the Furies.
I don't think running from the Furies is as literal as a thing as you can do. What was the exact wording of your oath?
I hope you guys can hear me because it sounds like robots talking to me, so I don't know what anyone's saying. If someone wants to tell me what I saw Tony's mouth moving in chat said to me.
HP's working on it.
The exact wording of the oath? Oh gosh, Chrissy the player does not remember fully or perfectly. It was basically, soon you're going to have a nymph on your boat. We are very interested in eating said nymph, bring them to us, and we will guarantee you power through the Oath of Peace.
Bring them to us. It's not that specific.
Right. Because she would never believe us to say to go with us in order to stop them. And in order to
No,
not
and
break
she
the
knows
Dragon's
also
oath.
what's happening. I was very honest with her recently.
Right.
So it wouldn't be a surprise.
So even if we could convince her, it would be bringing her onto the island with us to technically follow through your part of the oath.
If that's the case, then bringing her to them and then refusing to let them keep or kill her would at least keep the Furies from chasing us.
Yeah, because she would have fulfilled her end of the oath of bringing her to them.
Right. I think if we're going to fight the Fates, I wonder if our mad wizard would be able to assist, but that would require bringing back his mind. And I kind of look over at Throno, like, head does not turn to Thronos, but eyes go over to Thronos.
It'll take us at least 4 days to get there, right? That's about how long it took us to get out here?
A little bit less, because I was going to the Isle of the Dragon.
Okay.
We have days to prepare, but not the luxury of days to reach a decision. Especially if you told Viola and she has jumped off the boat to swim home.
I could go look for her and see if she wants to come talk with us.
Oh, I think that would be difficult, but I also think her running away would make this even harder.
Exactly.
Seems like one way or the other, she has to be brought into that cave by us to fulfill the oath.
I don't believe it should be a group talking to her.
We have firmly
I feel-
established that it shouldn't be me.
I can go find her. We've been training a lot.
She also
know how-
knows about you and Defira being together.
Mhm.
I don't know how she would look into that. Eliana's not great with people. All the time.
It's not wrong. I'm not the best conversationalist or persuasive individual.
But Eliana is the only one that can bring her back from the dead should shit go sideways.
Very much so. Guess I'm just going the roundabout way of saying I think Calliope might be a good person to talk to her. Not to put you too terribly on the spot with all of the prelude of how awful the rest of us would be.
I get it.
You can tell her how great of a story this will be one day.
If she'll even listen, is the one part I'm hoping for. But
What do we say?
Assuming she hasn't jumped off the side of the
it's
boat.
Don't
being-
run yet. We haven't
It's-
decided what we're going to do with you.
yeah, I don't think being her best friend is necessarily the go-to route for this. It's being straightforward
Mhm.
and not stalwart.
Be honest that we've found ourselves in a very difficult situation.
An unfortunate turn of events. Things happened, and there's a way to move everyone forward. But ...
Suppose the question becomes, if that's the plan, to get her into the cave to get the Furies at least off of our backs, what do we do in the face of the fates? Do we defy fate? Think to walk away unscathed?
The nice thing about fate is it's what you make it.
Awful thing about fate is they are three incredibly nasty and mean.
There are.
To be fair, if we beat them up, we can also rescue that egg. If you guys remember, there was an egg there.
Mhm.
There he is.
Which is still strange that they had one, but
Very strange.
Yeah, and if we can keep her from getting hit,
What are the odds of instilling new fates?
what if we just made Defera the Fates?
Do we just
I don't know how like power siphoning or anything actually works.
give her
But
the
if she
loom, the
currently
scissors, and
is
the
like
eye?
the vessel of their power,
I've heard of others just claiming the others' hearts to gain the courage and power, or something like that.
so we have to make another people stew.
Now, I don't know if the fates are actually people.
Could be they're just three old witches.
As far as I can tell, they don't seem like any other race known talked about. I don't know if they're just strangeness manifest. The world needs a caretaker of the threads. I don't know.
Would Pythor or Kira know more than we do? And secondly, do we want to involve anyone beyond that?
Well, if anything's to go forward with the law, it would be understanding that legends aren't always told the same, as we understood from Mitros' island, amongst others. They have a bit of...
Well, I think a good next step would be to ask the resident deities.
Why doesn't someone look for them, and I'll try to find Iola before she abandons ship.
Be a good idea for Calliope to go with you. And I'm pretty sure if Orkield whistles, that Pythor will come running.
I think it might be the other way.
Hey. No, well, I was kind of a bitch / brat last time I talked to him. But yeah, I can go get him and Kira. I'll let you guys go find the kid. So that's actually a young adult, but you know.
I think she's actually older than I am.
Oh, she's a kid.
She's our kid.
Oh, okay. And she should listen to what we think is best for her now.
She didn't listen to her dad. You think
Ah,
she's
so
gonna
she
listen
listened
to
to her
any
real
of
dad?
us?
No.
She came onto a boat with someone who wants to sacrifice her to 3 old hags. She is a child. She got in the van, the creepy white van that said free candy, free adventures,
Oh,
and
my
she
God.
just
Except that this white van said, "Go away."
this white van said, "You're gonna die if you climb inside," and we kept driving, and she still ran. Anyways,
We should take her back right away. No, she chose to get in the van.
yep.
Exactly.
I sent a clip of the image of the kid who climbs under the stall.
Yeah.
This literally happened to me on
Yeah.
Saturday at the bathroom at my
So
gym.
sorry.
That's fucking horrifying.
It happens so often at my gym. I'm like, why are you in here?
If I can, as you all head out to begin your search, you find some aspects of it very simple because Yola is talking off on the side, kind of privately, to Pythor.
Uh-oh.
Let's
Oh,
stick in the
well,
same
we
spot.
found both of them. Nice.
And Kira is not immediately around. Kira's, if giving it a second glance, probably somewhere about amongst the crew.
Glad she's done stalking me.
I'm never done with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's behind Eliana. As soon as Eliana is
And
visible,
it's like she goes like grabs a hair and sniffs it.
Oh, like that creepy guy from Charlie's Angels.
Hmm.
Stop.
There will never be a moment that I do not want to fuck with you.
Oh, geez, Rick. Are they like whispering, or is there a way to like kind of
Get up.
It's quiet.
insert
Yeah,
yourself into the conversation. Go,
I
go,
think,
go,
yeah,
go,
you
go.
have to be like, hey,
Go,
this is
London here. I
not-
like how we started with, are we quiet? Is there a space we can be alone? Let's go.
Let's go bother everybody. All right. Well, I am not a super conversationalist, but here we go. I will walk up and I'll be kind of like, I don't know how to like describe how I'm carrying Cassius with me. Kind of like
Be
holding in the
innocent with
front,
my baby.
Mm-hmm.
right? Just like arms like over the front, and just kind of slowly, quietly stride up, and just kind of be up next to Iola.
Getting closer, I mean, it's pretty obvious that she's praying.
Uh-oh.
And Pythor obviously sees you getting close, and there's a level of awkwardness I think he still carries among himself, like seeing you, but he kind of, you watch his face harden and become focused and looking down on her as she stops and he puts a hand on her shoulder. You're already strong, but I will do what I can for you. And it's no great flash of light, but you see what almost feels like a warmth emanate from Pythor, and She sort of rises and thank you, and turns and has Defer spoken to you?
I nod my head and he has.
Has she made a decision?
I think we've made a decision.
Understood. And she'll look to walk past you.
Wait. Just like
Yeah, it's like at this point, like, yeah, I think she kind of runs into Goliath.
Yeah,
Like, oh, no.
the rest of you just like, okay,
Are you okay? I know it's a loaded question.
no, but I feel a lot braver now. I feel better. I think I know what I have to do.
I'm sorry that this...
No, I don't need a platitude. I don't need your thoughts.
To hear yours, though. Yours are what matter here.
Then I need you to get out of the way. Your boat ventures to Dial the Fates, and I do not return. If you pass by my father's domain and I am not returned to him, there will be trouble for you all. She looks at Defera. I don't want anyone to suffer. I want to save this land. That's what I need to do.
It won't be at your expense. We've come to a decision that rather than being like the settler races when they first came with Esther Arcaland to make things worse by choosing who gets to just get thrown down the well, we plan to attempt to appease Defea's promise to the extent that the Furies won't basically incinerate her in her entirety, and to stop the Fates. The clearly wanting live individuals is repulsing, to say the least. But we can't just have someone who's been chosen by them to just become the stew.
I understand.
There's like a relief, like, oh, thank Christ, because God, I just like word vomited everywhere.
Truth is,
Right.
Iola, you, from the very beginning, told us you wanted to defy what fate was for you, what other people said you should and shouldn't do. You wanted to find your own way, explore this big world, and I will admit that I stood in the way of that at first. Because I was scared, and I still am, not for you, but for all of us. But there is a truth in your desire to be free of the fate imposed on you by others that maybe we are all going to have to learn as we defy the fates themselves.
So you plan to kill the fates, or
It'll probably come to that.
It will almost
For
certainly
being
come to
completely
that.
honest.
do you know what will happen to Jafera?
We don't.
There are consequences to seeking your own way. Consequences to defying fate, and it's not just going to affect Jafera, it'll affect all of us.
There are ways, maybe, that no one has to handle that, though.
How's that? Because we are wide open to any ideas at all. Really, we're grasping at anything here.
I think she's meaning.
As you turn to convey that thought, she runs towards one of the openings meant for the oars, and as an eagle slips through.
No. Hold on. Do we
All right.
have any time to react?
Yeah, you have a reaction, of course.
Okay. Fuck. 'Cause oh my god. I hate that I might have to use the thing that I have to use. Do I have any other option? Oh my god, I don't know if I do. Oh, thank god. Okay. I don't have to use the wand yet. I don't have to use it because I have an instrument that does the same thing. Can I try to cast Hold Person?
Absolutely. Let me get your stats up. That should be a
Wisdom save?
wisdom save. Okay.
She's a druid.
She's a druid, but she's not a very good druid because I rolled a 9.
If we're all getting stuff, I'll mind sliver her on the way out.
Don't hurt her.
Yeah, no,
don't
no,
hurt
let's
her. No, okay.
Rolled a 9.
I think we're splitting hairs at this point.
Rolled a 9.
Don't-
So-
Yeah, so wait. It's like as soon as like the hand goes after like holding the spell fires, like it's just that I hate that I had to do that expression on Calliope's face. We have a minute. What do we do?
Hold her against her will until we take her somewhere she doesn't want to go in order to try and come to a solution that's better for everyone.
Oh, she's
And
she's gonna
pretend
go
that we're not
anyway.
hypocrites
we're
the
going
entire
the same
time.
way. It's just. Oh no, she's trying to. Okay, we don't.
Is
have
she
time for
intending
this.
to
Okay,
sacrifice herself at this point?
Right now,
Yes.
she's an
Running.
eel. She's a paralyzed eel.
Is she running away from all of this, or does it feel like she's running towards? Like when she was talking, was she like, "I'll sacrifice myself"?
From her words, it sounded like she was probably playing the self-sacrifice.
No. Iola, do not sacrifice yourself. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals if she is part fish, bird,
We don't
whatever.
have
I'm just
we
gonna
don't
I'm
have
gonna go
time for
both.
this. Y'all,
Y'all held
we need to
person.
better restrain this eel that will soon be a nymph. Okay.
Well, then all you gotta do is get one of those like little tubes, and that's what eels love to get into.
Okay. Someone do that. I'm
We
concentrating on
don't
this
want
spell
you
right
to
now.
sacrifice yourself or die. I can't do that kind of stuff. I'll get a tube or something to put her in, I guess, and just talk while I'm doing
Put
it.
her in a box that's big enough so if she changes back, she doesn't squish everywhere.
We don't want you to die. That's what we were trying to say and get point across. For what it's worth, though, we do need your help in making sure that Defera doesn't get her shit rocked. And if you go off swimming ahead of us, then not only do you likely die, but Defera also gets her shit rocked. So if you're gonna go this self-sacrificing route, yes, but first, and also no. Because it's not gonna do anything! And then I'm just gonna, like, grapple around her to, like, hold her
Pick
in
up the
place.
eel and put it in a box. She'll turn into something else. Put her in a box.
Okay. Do you know where a box is, by chance?
I'm sure we have.
It's a big ship. We can get a box within a
Yeah,
minute.
you can get
We
people
could
on
just
it.
put her in a room with a door.
You could put her in amphora.
She can become something very small. Let's just put her in amphora.
Just put her in a room with a door.
No, because she can become a starfish and crawl between and go out
Do
the
you know how small a
window.
goddamn starfish is?
Or an octopus.
Look, we are trying to contain someone with magical body-changing, shape-changing abilities. Just
Anyway.
put her in the jar, and we'll just put the jar in a room,
No,
and we'll just
Neil.
get it.
No jars. Get out of here.
No, I insist we put her in a jar, or we'll lose her on a technicality, and then we're
Octopods
all
can
in
get out of
trouble.
jars.
What if we make an oath to her and she makes one with us?
That's something to discuss while she's in a jar, because she's only going to be like this for 1 minute.
She can hear me right now. I am asking if, hello, would you like to make an oath?
She's paralyzed.
And
She's paralyzed.
I'm like shoving, yeah, I know she can't talk to me, but I'll like put her like towards the box and just try to be as nice and kind to her as possible.
This is absolutely fucked up.
Yes, well, it is, okay? It's a problem, it's a difficult problem to solve, and we're trying to get out of it on a technicality. There's going to be bruises.
Iola, there's no. I don't know what's going through your mind.
I do. Get
But
out of
don't-
here. She's very
don't-
stubborn.
Don't follow the line of devotion. We're trying to make it so that nobody has to deal with any backlash, any kickback, any problems as best we can. And there's no need for you to sacrifice yourself if that was what your thought was.
There is no scenario in which we do not become the oppressive authority figure in this situation any longer. All right? I'm sorry, but it's true. So, are we going to put the eel in a jar for the sake of magic in this world? I do ask for a clarification from the Dungeon Master above the table.
Yeah.
People deal with shape changing in lots and lots of different ways. Sometimes to keep game breaking stuff from happening, or silly things like sticking the shape changed boss in a box, and then when they lose the shape, they get squished. So if she's an eel in an amphora and she turns into a whale, will it break the amphora?
It'd break a lot of other things.
So that
Yeah,
so
look-
being contained in a space will not stop changing shape.
Clay is great at so many things. Not shattering is not one of them.
Okay.
Like, it was the plastic of the age, but it is not, like, gonna squish anity in if they were trying to force their way out of it.
Okay, I just did because
Yeah, no, you're
she
good,
can't
yeah.
change shape out of
Yeah, her
an
shape
eel cannot break the clay.
Yes. You're all good.
So we're all good. That means if we put her in a jar, she'll stay in the jar. Or we're all
Also,
good.
we shouldn't imprison her. I want her to be able to, like, if she wants to make an oath with us, we can't make an oath with an eel.
We also can't make an oath with someone who
course
is
you can.
trying to escape that we just stopped from escaping.
But maybe she won't escape now that she knows the plan and hasn't just, like, run off before we gave her the plan. Or a plan. She's smart enough. I mean, she was going to make the noble choice of her own volition. But there's more options than just that. I'm just gonna pet the eel. I'm so sorry.
eel.
I'm so sorry. Well, I
very
doubt she's
slimy.
paralyzed anymore. This has been a minute.
A whole person is
It's a minute.
It's a minute.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Just blocking like the holes out of the boat with my body.
she'll change back before she gets put in a pause. Don't understand. You're trying to make me potentially sacrifice myself. Now you don't want me to sacrifice myself. I don't get it.
No. And I turned to Farah. That's not what we were trying to do.
No, yeah, it was. But here's the thing.
Okay,
is-
never mind.
And I'm gonna look at this girl
I raised my
directly.
hand.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna look at her and be very honest with her. No, it is what I wanted you to do,
Okay.
not me. I wanted you to do that. But there are other options, and I've said that multiple times. The choice you want to make is not one for us to try to change. I did that when you were sitting on that dock talking to me that night. But when you didn't show up to the boat, I was hoping, me, DeFera, not the rest of the team, that I could figure out a way to get out of this. Not you, and not them. What you want to choose to do is up to you. But there are other options. But yes, sorry, Leo. I did.
Like a counter spell or something on that one?
No, we'll probably just have to kill them. Or if you die, we'll bring you back. Which we've done, kind of. We are
True.
trustworthy enough to do that.
You got one-shotted by a dragon real hard.
Well,
Like-
a lot of people did. I think
Yeah,
Owl did too.
A lot of people. Wow.
It's just, yeah, really. I told you she was stubborn.
Yeah, which is why, hey, you want to choose? It's your choice. But there are options. That's why I came to you first. That's why we talked first. There have always been options. And if I have to deal with the consequences of my choice, then I will. But there are other options. And if you really want to dive off the side of the boat, I, DeFera, will not stop you. Because I do personally think that a better option, and she's going to look at the whole group, is that this happens. For our sake and for the rest of the world's sake. That is my truth. Doesn't have to be everybody else's. But it also doesn't mean that's what has to happen.
Well, and I, Leo, will jump after you, as everyone deserves to live. As I kind of, like, glance at Defer and then back at Viola. You fought a bunch of dragons. Do you want to help us fight fate? Because we'll need your help for this.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Please don't turn into anything else and try to leave the boat.
Well, I don't think I can, because someone's gonna keep making me not able to move.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Thornos looks really guilty holding an amphora.
Would you feel better if I was in that?
No.
No,
Good.
because we have to trust you.
Yeah, you do.
I hope you trust us.
I wouldn't
Don't
blame you if you
trust
didn't.
me, maybe. Trust the rest of them. They're pretty good. Me, on the other hand, probably not the one.
Why would you say that?
It's gonna be a process. It's sometimes I wish there were other people who were helping save the world. But if you're who I've got, then I'm sticking with you all. As long as you'll have me.
So your father comes and rips you off the boat himself.
Sail a bit south, he won't know, and I'll send messages. I'll explain the situation, that I'm needed in an important ritual. When the fates are done, I don't know.
Didn't your father say they essentially plagued you or people, in a sense? Or am I mistaken?
No, they're known to us. They and Sidon, Lutheria, they try to hurt us, our people. I think he'd understand if he knew you all were planning on defeating them. But
Hey, maybe you'd know the answer to this then. Can the fates be replaced?
why would you need to replace them?
Just in case.
In case of what? They're just old hags. As far as my father's aware, at least. I don't know if there's any divine power to them. They've just been around a while and can use divination. And so can my father. He just doesn't try to pass himself off as a god.
Well, legends and all that just kind of can end up pointing in weird directions. Like
Well, that was-
Helios or...
Very important point.
Well, from what I've heard of the crew, Helios wasn't much of a god either.
No, but the legend of him.
Wait, how
One
many?
would tend to lean towards the understanding the legend. There's sometimes a truth behind a legend
I'm-
to an extent, but
Know what gods are worth bowing your head to. Gods that answer. And give as much as they can. Not those that seek to force you into worship.
Are Kira and Pythor around?
Being like an oracle's chosen already.
Yeah, I was also searching for Pythor.
I'm gonna look for
Any-
somebody that's been
Pythor's-
around for a
Pythor's-
while.
Pythor's been there. I mean, he was literally
Okay.
like... He's been unsure how to handle this situation because, I mean, obviously he heard through her prayers what she was looking to do, but also, like, he's on your side and is, like, trying to, like, connect with y'all. And he's, like, you know, he's in a very compromised position here. He's given everyone some support.
Hey, not Dad.
Is that the title we're on now?
Trying something out.
Okay.
I hope not.
If the fates were no longer around, what ramification would that actually have? Anything? Or
Don't know. I mean, they've been around as long as we have. I don't know if that makes them important. Might just be old. They might have been here. Well, they couldn't have been here longer than the Titans. I mean, Thylea had to have been here first. So after Thylea, for us, that's a long time. But
is this like disrupting the stability of the world type situation, or?
Your more feminine and familiar voice. I don't think anyone's going to be too nonplussed that you're kicking 3 old bags out of their dusky-ass cave. In fact, it might make the world a fresher, more pleasant-smelling place.
But what would happen to Defera?
I mean, probably some personal growth. And
All right, that's uncalled for. Do you know what would happen to like her and her abilities? And don't be a bitch about it this time.
okay, well, you can tune
What?
down that string a little bit, but you'd probably be fine. I mean, they've opened the door to your power, but they're just holding it right now. I don't know. They're powerful, sure. I don't think you should come to this without concern and a plan. But I mean, as far as my understanding of warlock contracts go, it's do you have a loose thread? That doesn't mean you wouldn't have what you have. That's yours. I don't know. Maybe they are somehow connected to a general, larger concept of fate, but then it would just probably be yours. I don't know. Do you want to go grow a hunchback, start talking in the third person, and smelling like rat piss? Because, I mean, that would totally be within your purview if you did. It's not the look I would choose for you, but you know.
Yeah, Kara, that helps in a lot of ways, but also I don't particularly want to stay a Medusa forever. And they did say that they would help me with that bit as part of this pact. So
Okay.
the hope is that we get to the other side of this and I get to go back to living a normal life. Or, you know, I do end up in a cave smelling like, what was it? Rat piss?
Rat piss, yes. I'm glad you put emphasis on that one there.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Now, with you made the. What do the fates tell you about when you made your initial pact with your family and why you can't remember all of them perfectly and everything? It was something about Lutheria trying to cut you all down before your time or something, and my mom intervened, which is nice of her. And maybe when it's all done, I don't know, I'm just thinking, because if the magic that erased you from the world is dependent on you fulfilling your quest to defeat Lutheria, and maybe my mother's magic would fade with that, and as the the memories of you are restored, maybe you would change back? Because you would have theoretically never had to make a pact with the Fates to become a Medusa? I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of stories and thought on this, but if it's the difference between you potentially sacrificing someone and kicking the crap out of some old people who have been plaguing this place for centuries, maybe more. I know where I want to hang my hat. And I don't even wear one. I'd have one made. Speaking of which, there's a delivery for you all upstairs. Topside, boat term to above. Ship, I guess, technically. Congrats on being a ship.
I think we're in a place where we can go up and take that delivery. Everybody comfortable? Potential outcomes?
I'll stay here with them if you want to go see what it is.
I'll go see what it is.
Heading topside, you see that familiar metallic automaton with wings has landed, carrying a kind of chest of sorts.
It's UPS!
You just spell out ups.
Yeah,
I think it's TPS.
Vulcan sent us presents.
VPS?
Yeah, TPS, Thylean Postal
It's a
Service.
Celadone, but yeah.
I will pop the top on our box of goodies.
Within are, of course, as requested, the 2 pairs of winged boots and some dragon scale mail. And a note. Scrolled up.
Check the note.
Always read the note first.
You have to read the thank you note before you try your presents on.
And you wrote the initial note to Vulcan with the order, correct?
I think so.
Boy.
Great.
Within you should find all you asked for and paid for. Consider it a contract taken. As for your questions revolving around some golem or other I'm rumored to have made, no, I'd never make anything so sloppy as it were to go beyond its intended purpose. If you do plan on traveling to any unknown islands because you think someone might live there that might know me, don't do that. That sounds stupid.
Good to know.
Alright.
P.S. Hurry up on that fucking list I sent you. It's very rude to make an old god wait.
Do we have all the things?
No,
Oh.
we're missing one
What
thing.
are we? What are we missing still?
A gift from the Titans, need their work materials blessed by the Twits. We have the metal, we have the scales, and I don't know if we technically have the guidance of a Gigan?
So we've
Or
not
an
sorted
eye.
out the Gigan or the eye.
Well,
And
so
we've
the-
established that we can't just randomly grab a one-eyed species thing's eye. It has to be from a skilled smith.
Sisteros?
No,
he's a
Sarah-
Jenkin, not
He's a
guy.
Jenkin, not a... Gee!
Yeah, they're all the same,
No.
man.
So Jenkins are a
God.
form of Cyclops. Gigans are the ones with the 4 arms, who are also Cyclopean, but
Somebody tell Foxy to start putting the apology
they
letter
have-
together.
Hold on, let me push on my
they actually have
glasses.
3 eyes.
They have 6 arms per your
6, that's right. Thank you.
Actually,
No, we're still missing some of the stuff on my list.
2.
I will write. I'll turn the paper over and write on the back. Sorry to keep you waiting. Least we can do is keep you busy while you wait. And I will shove in that second order that we already talked about.
Here's
Mine.
present daddy.
Make sure you resend me that list, but we can do that at an obsession.
Yeah,
and that will be
we'll shopping. We'll shopping.
shopping. We be shopping.
I'll get the boots. I'll get the dragon scale and head down.
Caldon will thank you for your order, and we'll take the crate and kind of it will fold up into itself, like shortly, and then it will kind of insert it into itself, and then just again sort of ascend without flapping its wings and take off.
Is
Does it have wings?
incredibly,
Static.
incredibly disconcerting. Here you go, Leo. Christmas has come early. I think this one was for you.
40-pound thunk.
40-pound thunk of dragon scale mail.
Nice.
Can't remember who we got the boots for. I think it was.
Was it for the 2 people who want to fly but don't?
Well, we only sometimes fly.
I was waiting.
How dare you?
It's true.
No, that's what Tony said.
What'd
Hey.
you say?
Don't worry about it. It's fine. TM.
I will just
Damn.
put the boots down and let the
Calling
first
all
2
the
people to
shots
grab the
today.
boots get them. Because right now, we need an extra pair.
Who wanted to be flying?
I have no memory of our initial conversation of why we specifically grabbed 2 pairs of
As
flying.
I will happily do it,
No
but
idea.
also
Listen.
I have a chariot now. So
DeFaro will pick up a pair of the boots and hand them to Aloha.
I swear you're doing that one on purpose.
Iona.
Yola.
Yola.
Vowels.
Yola?
Give them the vowels.
So many goddamn vowels.
Every
Here,
other
vowels.
NPC name
Almost
you
a French
absolutely
word.
nailed.
How many
It's
vowels are in that shit?
one NPC. Anyway,
One.
you're handing them to Yola.
Viola.
No.
Tony.
Fish bitch.
Fish.
Whoa. That's
Come on
disgusting.
now.
No.
Wow, that
Hey.
escalated.
Whoa.
But it's me, so I'm allowed to do it. I call myself stupid names.
Foxy.
Double
No.
standard.
Anyway, she'll look at you, handing it to her. I mean, I'm sure this can go somewhere else. More effective.
No.
Give it to
We're gonna-
Bulldog.
Make sure you're successful, my friend. And
How
she's
to-
gonna walk away.
Okay. And she'll look down and look at all of you, see if anyone else has anything else to say to her, and before returning to what is assumedly her area of rest.
Seen the map of this boat.
I
It's nowhere
go
as big as we
follow,
need it. to be.
Defera.
It's not nearly big enough for y'all to have private spaces. People are actively have been like trying to not pay attention to this and failing because y'all are probably standing right next to like,
It's like everybody-
there's 3 dudes with their oh gosh, what's it called? You hang it between 2 trees and then lay in it.
Hammock.
Hammocks. Look at all their
Nose.
hammocks. Their hammocks just to string up and stuff because they hang it over the seats and everything. It's just like, when are they gonna move? Shut
There's-
up! They'll hear you.
There is one guy that was leaving when we came in and just froze in mid-step,
Exactly.
sweating bullets.
Like mid apple. It's like
Yeah.
But yeah, the crew is all usually sleeping here. So Bulbug's obviously passed out and snoring already, because Bulbug's a fucking legend. Unbothered. Moisturized.
In his place.
Decapitating motherfuckers. But yeah,
Yeah, the most important line there that we glossed over. Leo chases after Defira.
oh gosh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's...
If there's nothing else, I'd love to
No,
see
no
what
worries.
happens there.
I think Leo just comes up walking up to her and it's like, hey, what happened? Like you told her to just go sacrifice herself?
No. Conversation didn't go like that at all. I was just honest with her. Finally. I should have done it sooner.
Well, it came out very harshly. Like we could have done it together and then figured out like this without all the extra tension.
Maybe. I mean, there was no getting out of the... There was no getting out of this. As soon as she got onto the boat, I knew how absolutely screwed I was. To be fair, I was kind of hoping she just wouldn't have gotten on the boat so that I could just deal with my own consequences. But here we are, and that's not how it happened. But I'm not going to lie to the girl. It would be much easier if she just did the things. But we're not going to do that, and that's fine.
I know it would be easier, but that doesn't make it right.
Yeah, no. No, but none of this is right.
And I'm sorry about that. And I know we get knocked down, but we always get up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we definitely won't keep you down. I, on the other hand, have died multiple times. And this is all exhausting, Leo. And I was
sorry.
hoping to get a little bit ahead of the game than what we currently are.
We'll do it. We have a couple of extra weeks left. Leo has been definitely been keeping track of how many days.
You're about to be at 34 days from me and the other piece. This has been one goddamn evening.
Okay, yes, that's why.
Oops.
Notes. It's have no egg days. No, like if you're scared of getting hurt, just stay back and we'll take care of it. And then you don't have to get hurt or injured or whatever.
Leo, there's a lot on the line with this. Like a lot.
Yes, I know
I
you want to
am-
be rid of your curse. Oh, sorry.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot. And there's a lot currently working against us.
But when has that stopped us before?
But maybe it should have, right? Like, this all feels...
We're stubborn.
maybe. You might be Viola. She might be... I know Threnos is. He can hold a grudge like no other. I, on the other hand, I don't know that I am. I worry a lot that maybe I'm just a little bit too dark for you.
Too dark. We can get some more torches.
Yeah, exactly. And there is like a part of all of this that is just not working. I was willing to kill somebody for us to be successful.
Hey, I was willing to sacrifice myself for the same thing. People do dumb things, but we figure it out.
What do you think Versi will do when she finds out about us being attracted to each other?
Well, if this is about like Pythor's ex, I'm pretty sure she can't transform into a dragon and stuff. So, like, I think it'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
We left as friends, so like, she doesn't have to know.
Oh. Okay. Well. On that, I think maybe we just take a few beats, maybe take a day or two to think about the words we have all said tonight. Like, genuinely think about the fact that I was absolutely willing to kill an almost young adult? Grown adult? I'm really not sure.
You're an adult.
And you just admitted that you would willingly hide our potential relationship from your ex.
You're right. They're both equally bad.
Yeah. They are equally bad. So, this is it. This is where we call it. And she's going to stick a hand out to shake your hand.
Wait, what do you mean? We're just talking. I still care for you.
Sure. And I care for you a lot. To the point where I think I'm realizing I just risked a lot for you, more so than everybody. And to hear that the person I was going to do that for would rather just hide me away than make it real. I don't know. Well, I'm not perfect here. I won't admit to be, but it's a little hard to move forward, you know, from that right now.
Yeah, no, I think Leo just sits in silence.
She is going to retract her hand. She's been standing there awkwardly with her hand out. She's going to kind of like snap it back. She's going to walk up to you and get into your space and give you a big hug and a kiss on the cheek. And in your ear, very quietly, she will just say, you know, maybe when we get this shit figured out, it would work, right? Maybe. Or maybe, I don't know, Kira's right. I have to grow up. And then she's going to walk away.
And then, yeah, I think Leo whispers to himself, no, I'm the one that needs to grow up.
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna force my heart back down. As we pull back from this scene, outside, the wind has picked up. As the early onset of night, guided by a ghost captain, heralds an unforeseen storm. Captain Manistokos squints in the distance, his ability to see much greater than any as he feels with the ship and around the Ultros, more so than dependent upon his sight. And it's there in the distance he finds the origin of this odd feeling, this sinking sensation. Waters have turned. The waves don't lap quietly, but rather all now move in a singular motion, though no island is in sight. In the dark of the night, without a direct heading, only intending to buy you all time, the Ultros seems to have gone tad too close. Something terrible. Something dangerous. A whirlpool of the worst kind. And we'll find out more about that next time. Because that is where we're going to call our session for the evening.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is, you take that VOD back a little bit. I called it. Like, Charybdis? Is that you?
Look, you don't know spoilers. But join us next time as we handle threats, both emotional and physical. Oh my gosh, y'all. We're gonna have a... I tell you, this is one of those sessions where I'm glad we all have a chance to debrief ourselves personally and chill out afterward, because, oh boy, that was heavy. And I hope you as an audience are doing all right as well. But that all being said, I would love nothing more right now than to give my exceptional storytellers here the chance to tell you who they are, who they're playing tonight, where you find more of the exceptional work they put out into the world, because it's another barn burner of a session. Fantastic job. I mean, whew. So, kicking us off in the ways of things that are signing off and signing on also as well, Comrade Crash.
Hey, Comrade Crash. I played Leo Dragos, the heartbroken human paladin, Oath of the Dragonlord. and Walker of the Vanished One. Just find me here every other week. Let's pass it on to Chrissy.
Hello. I'm Chrissy Kritz. I played Defera Damos. She is also heartbroken. Womp womp. She's walking the path of the Haunted One. Where can you find me? I don't know. Everyone else will talk about all the things. I think the only thing people won't maybe talk about is rotating Fridays. I play the Reclaimers. But Corndog's in that with me, so I'll let Corndog talk about that one too. So somebody else do some talking. Okay, thanks, Calliope. Okay, bye.
It's me! Hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, I'm here. I'm on your screen. As per usual, I returned with Calliope, the Siren College of Epic Poetry Bard, who walks the path of the Dragon Slayer. You can find me all over the internet at Sir Heckalot, including Twitch, Itch, I guess Twitter is so long as supplies last, but I'm not really posting on there anymore. So like, come over to Blue Sky or like other cool sites. You should do that instead. I've been a lot of posting about birds on Blue Sky and have inexplicably gotten all of these nature photographers and birders attracted to my account. It's so weird, man. It's a great time though. I'd be bird posting. But yeah, I do a bunch on the internet. That's the best place to figure out where I'm going to be in the TTRPG space next. But most notably, every other Tuesday, you can find myself and Corndog over on Enchanting Soul, where we play an Into the Old Margreath and Into the Woods style 5e campaign. That is just ridiculous. It's a great time. This Friday, I'm going to let HP talk about it more, but we're going to be doing some more Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, and I will be there. So that's kind of like the rest of this week, including on Thursday. I skipped it because it's an on week. Find myself, Corndog, and Chrissy over on Crits and Giggles TTRPG. Or is it just RPG? I don't know. It's that channel. I'll post about it later. We play Tyranny of Dragons, and we have a really great time with that as well. And I still have to watch the VOD to figure out what the fuck happened. But apparently it was a time. But that is enough of me talking. Let's go on over to HP.
Hello, I'm Last Hit Point Hero. Tonight I played Thrynos, the Siren Sorcerer who walks the path of the Demi-Titan. As has been alluded to by the illustrious Heck, this Friday is the conclusion of a 4-year campaign. Starting way back in November of 2020, Cold Hands, Warm Hearts walked into Icewind Dale, and now in the very depths of the Ice Maiden's vault, they are reaching the end of their journey. So we will be finishing that bit of a conflict there and wrapping up the stories of the heroes who remain. Of the remaining 4 player characters, 2 of them were there from the very beginning. So this is an excellent time to come out here to Neon Lights Roleplay Friday evening, whether you're just tossing us a lurk or you want to get in there and celebrate the conclusion of this long adventure. That would be wonderfully appreciated. That's more than I usually say about such things, but after that, that's me in this game, and then that's the only place I'm available on the internet. That's it for me, leaving it over to Tony.
Oh, hi, I'm Tony. God, the drama that just decided to double dip is just great. I'm here in 2 weeks. Otherwise, don't at me. But no, this is really all I have got going on. So I'll pass it over to Corndog.
I'm Corndog. You can find me on the internet at Corndog. Alright, I'm done now. I'm gonna throw up in my feelings pocket. Wherever that pocket is, there's just vomit filled all the way up to the brim. Okay, bye.
Is that me? Alright. Everybody, I am Turk or Turk Accented, if you can somehow take your heart out of your throat. I have had, again, the distinct honor and privilege of being your GM for the evening and really having to do so little for this whole session. So if you want to see more of me, you can find me here tomorrow for where I will be running Tears of Divinity Fading Chronicle. It's a Lancer campaign. We've got some really awesome players there as well. And we'll be doing some pew pew cyber robot stuff with also the same levels of drama. Maybe not immediately the same as we are right now. And then every Thursday you can find me over on Lost Caravan RPG as I'm in the Possible Landscape campaign. We're in our 4th season, the finale. There's only so many episodes left, so if you can join us as we're closing that out. And then, of course, on the 25th, kick off your holiday season more fully with us as we are back here on your screens. So, yeah, thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you so much for the raids. For those who have come to see us at the end, please stick around. We'll be sending that love forward. And thank you so much again to my players who continue to be just the fucking best in the goddamn world. So yeah, get ready for Duel of the Fates next time. With that being said, though, take care of each other, love each other, because that's all we have really at the end of the world. How we define ourselves, and remember that. And also remember that even the gods bound by oaths and prophecy. Thank you all so much once again. Stick around for that raid. Michelle, take us out.